Hey everybody, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading. Okay, first card that we have out is King of Swords. This King of Swords is feeling like waiting to say something or getting ready to say something. Okay. What's happening? I'm seeing the moon here. Okay. When the King of Swords comes up, we're sort of like on a mission, right? There's something that we need to communicate. There's something that we need to say. It may be to a specific person. It can be to like a general audience, but it's something where it's like, I feel like my throat chakra is activated here and I need to do something about this. This is feeling like a conversation that you're going to be having with someone, but I'm seeing the moon here, which means that this can be a little bit of a challenge. Why? Because when we have King of Swords come out, you see somebody that very easily leans into logic. Like this is a cerebral energy. So this is somebody that's like, I can read the directions and now I can like put this together. It's somebody that can be like very literal. And even though there is a sense of intuition, as we all do have, it can be this person feeling a little bit like a fish out of water to have the moon here. Because the moon says you can't really, you know, with like the energy of air signs, sometimes it's easier when things are directly in front of us to sort of understand it and to put together. And when it's not directly in front of us, it's like, where is it? I'm trying to make it out. I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to see it. So it's like basically something that's happening between the lines with the moon. Because the moon says to us, you may not know how to do this, or you may not know what exactly is going on. And I'm seeing you be like, something needs to be brought up or something needs to be said, or like I need to have a conversation with this person. But the moon says the way that you do this is intuitively. So there isn't like a rule book for this. There isn't a manual. There isn't a blueprint that is like necessarily, like would feasible be the right word here? It's like not in front of your face at least. So it's something that in order to tap into the blueprint here, the direction guide here, you have to tune in. And I think with the air energy, it can sometimes be easier to tune out, you know, as far as I'm seeing this in front of me or I'm putting those two pieces together. But this is going to be more of like an internal thing here. So it can be like speaking from the heart, needing to speak intuitively. It can be like, I've never had this type of conversation before and I need to figure that out. But part of the unknowns of this or like the mystery of this, because this can even be going into like an unfamiliar situation or a situation where you're like, I have no idea how this is going to be. I'm also seeing the Four of Cups here. So you can be like turned off by this. Like if it were a straightforward process, maybe I'd go for it. Some of you are like, I don't know about that. Oh, okay. There's very strong Pisces energy coming through. The High Priestess. It's so funny. I kind of associate the High Priestess a bit with like the water energies, even though it is connected with the moon. The moon is water. So just to have like Pisces here and also the High Priestess, it feels like a very intuitive, psychic even feeling. All right, so I'm looking at somebody going into a bit of an unknown situation, but what may be unknown to a person is the Four of Cups. So this can be going into something. I feel like they're like King of Swords wants to approach someone. That's what this is feeling like. Having the moon here can also be like wanting to talk about unknown things, or be like, I'm not understanding this, or I don't know this about you, and like asking the question about it. Did I say King of Wands? It's King of Swords. All right. On the other side of the moon, which I see whatever's behind the moon as what's hidden. So if you are this King of Swords here, and there is somebody that you want to communicate with, what I'm seeing is hidden, and we're going to get much more into detail with this, okay? What I'm seeing is hidden is that somebody is not into something because they're working on a Two of Cups, and I'm seeing the High Priestess here. So this can mean I want to ask this person out, but what I don't see is that they're already working on a relationship, but it may not be a public relationship. High Priestess and Two of Cups. It can be like a bond that the person on the other side of this has. But to have High Priestess, this can be a private thing within this person's private life. This feels like so specific. I do feel like there's more to the story here. I'm not seeing any court cards on this side, but I do feel like there has to be another person that this is connected with, because this wouldn't be something that you're not seeing, would it? Like if this is your own stuff here. Just this little section that I'm seeing, like if we could zoom into this part of the episode, I'm seeing somebody's being handed something and they're like, no, I don't want it. And they're like going back to the work that they're doing, and the work that they're doing is with the Two of Cups and the High Priestess. So this can be a relationship that they're working on. It can be a project that this person is working on. But it's something private with the High Priestess. So whatever it is that they have going on over here, it's something that, like, it's hidden on purpose. Like, we have the moon and then we have the High Priestess. Moon is like what's going on behind the curtain, and High Priestess is like the one holding it there to make sure that the curtain doesn't like blow around and nobody can see behind it. So that's what I'm seeing when we like zoom into what's going on behind the curtain over here. But I'm seeing someone that's like on stage basically, but they may not be seeing what's behind the curtain. So I don't know if this is like something that's going to be coming up for you that you're not talking about, or it's something connected with another person. Because this can be you getting to a spot where you're like, I'm ready to make an announcement, but I've been keeping this thing hidden. Or it can be like, I want to connect with this person and give them something, because we do see Four of Cups here. So like somebody may be being offered something, but it's like without knowing that they already have something going on. Then I'm seeing 10 of Wands, I'm seeing 5 of Swords, and I'm seeing 9 of Swords, which is a very, very heavy energy. So somebody's going through something that feels extremely tumultuous currently. 10 of Wands is like, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling stressed out, I almost feel like there's too much to do. And then having the 5 of Swords here can be, I'm also judging myself for that too. Like, how dare I be stressed out right now? How dare I be overwhelmed right now? I'm getting this sense of this is like some sort of interplay that's going on with this person. And then I'm seeing 9 of Swords, which is just like feeling like everything's sort of leaking out emotionally. Maybe upset, you could be crying about something. Also, too, some of you, there's another person that's involved in this, and you feel like they're kind of seeing you struggling but not really helping. Like, you may feel like they're kind of You know, usually you would see somebody that's struggling and be like, hey, can I help you? If this is two people, but if this is two people, this person can be looking at this person and be like, just watching them struggling but not doing anything about it because they're closed off. So the person on this side could be like maybe feeling a type of way towards this person, because Five of Swords is like I see you struggling, but if it's inconvenient to me, I'm not going to help you. It's very much like it can be a selfish energy. It's somebody that their heart chakra is, there's like a blockage in the person's heart chakra, so they're seeing that and being like, oh well, you know, and this person over here is like, I don't know if I can handle all of this. But I'm actually seeing that this can be just you with you here, where you're sort of like doing that to yourself, where you feel like you're stressed out, but you're not really helping yourself here, and then you're judging yourself on top of it. But I'm also seeing too that if this is a person struggling here and this person is judging over here, they may look like they're just watching and being like, I don't care, I'm not going to help you. But what I'm seeing is that they're actually, something's really eating them. I'm seeing them be very upset about something. So they may be coming across like a little bit heartless. Because we can look at this and be like, why wouldn't they just help this person out? What's wrong with them? But they actually have something going on that's very heavy over here. Like they're very, very upset about something, and that's why they're reacting like this. But oh wait, okay, so for some of you, you are this King of Swords and you are feeling like you're drowning a little bit in something, and you may be wondering like why this other person isn't helping you out. There are so many layers to these readings. Like it always starts with like your relationship with you, but then it can extend to an interaction that you're having with another person. And so it's like all interplay between you, and then it sort of extends to you and the other person, and then it can extend to like you and the environment around you. It just keeps sort of like echoing out. So that's why we go back and forth between like, this is you with you, this is potentially you with another person. Because all of the readings will always be you with you and potentially you with someone else. But it's always certainly you with you. But the way that we can understand readings and the way it may initially make sense to us is seeing something play out between us and another person. But the other person is kind of playing this like symbolic role of actually you interacting with yourself. Okay. When we get to the heart of this, I saw 1414 on the time. When we get to the heart of this, the reason why I'm saying that is if you look up angel number 1414, it can give you more insight as to what we're talking about right now. What I'm seeing at the heart of this is somebody that wants to do something, because I'm seeing Page of Wands here. So this is like, if you could take away everything else in the environment that's going on and go to the center of what's like lighting a person up or motivating them or what they feel attracted to currently, there is something that a person has on their mind of what they want to be doing. But I feel like it's kind of buried around buried maybe beneath the circumstances of everything else that's going on. So we see someone feeling stressed out, someone not feeling like they necessarily have the type of support that they need, someone then being upset about that, feeling in their heart like there's a direction that they want to go in, but then we have the Seven of Swords, so they may be sabotaging themselves from doing that. Then we have the Hermit, which is sort of like reflecting on that and realizing that. But then we also have the Seven of Wands, which can mean almost being defensive and like not wanting to realize that, or feeling resistant even. I do even get the feeling that like someone having their heart sort of shut down, it feels like it's not making anything easier, which definitely makes sense. But I'm getting someone that like turns things down out of fear, but they may look at it and be like, I'm just protecting myself. But it's like, protecting yourself from what? They're just really scared is what I'm seeing. Like, I'm actually getting someone that feels quite tormented sometimes, because they turn down things that they actually want to invite into their life, but they're really scared of getting hurt, because they have, Five of Swords, we don't just act like that for no reason. Like, we've been hurt before, and so we feel like we need to protect ourselves, and we're not healing, and so we're just in that space of being like, who's gonna hurt me next? I need to be looking out. So it's kind of like, I see Five of Swords, I see blockages in the heart chakra as sort of being like a disease that we pass on to each other, because it stems from a person and then it sort of kicks out to others around them. So it's like, you're having a great day and you're walking and you think somebody's going to hold the door for you, and they slam the door in your face, and then you slam the door in the next person's face, and then the next person does it, and it's like just this sort of butterfly effect that happens. So just to like give sort of understanding and compassion for where this person is, like they're really struggling, but I get on the outside, you may not see that. You may just be like, why are they mean, or why are they cold-hearted, or like why are they not helping? But it's like they're not even helping themselves, and they feel disconnected. It's actually really sad, honestly. And a bunch of other things, I suppose. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, it's like when you watch the character in the movie that keeps getting these opportunities, but they keep sabotaging them just because of like their relationship with themselves and how they feel. And it's like, if you would just take it, things could be different. But I'm seeing this person be very, very resistant. And it's them protecting themselves, but they don't necessarily always show up like that. Like having the moon be in front of it, it's like they may come off in a very different way. Maybe they come off as being very open. Like maybe they come off as being very in tune and in touch and sensitive. Like having moon and then having Five of Swords beneath it, this is somebody that, like, they may do a good job hiding this. Like it may be covert even in some way. But it's something that's sort of below the surface. And they may not even be completely aware of this. Like this can be something that they don't always see. So much tension. So much tension. So we have somebody feeling guarded here. We have like a new beginning, a new chapter that somebody could open, but they're feeling conflicted about it. The way that I'm seeing Okay, I just need to break this down again. I'm seeing somebody that when they're struggling, they don't even realize that they judge themselves for it because it's hidden behind the moon. So this can be you doing things where you're like, there's too much going on here. I feel very overwhelmed, and you're like silently judging yourself for it. Like it feels like just holding yourself to a standard where when you need like a mental health day or like a self-care day, you're like, I don't deserve it. Like it feels like that type of like self-deprecating sort of thing. But because the moon's here, you may not realize that you do this. Like you may, and two, there can be times when you're struggling where you could like reach out or like phone a friend for help, but then having Seven of Wands here, it's like, no, I can't let anybody in to help me. And King of Swords says, like, I want to use my voice. I want to communicate. I want to ask for help. Like, I want to let people know what's going on, or I want to let my friend know what's going on, or I want to let my partner know what's going on, or like my parent or my guardian or whatever. It's like this person wants to express and they want to communicate that they feel like they're drowning, but they're so defensive that it's like they're dropping everything and like simultaneously sinking into quicksand. But then like anytime somebody's coming to get close to them, they're like, back up, get away from me. Like I'm really seeing this type of thing. And the King of Swords is coming up. Like you would maybe see this person as being very much able and capable of communicating, but there may be like a lack of will on their end. But I'm also seeing a lot of subconscious stuff that's happening that they may not know that they're like, if this person could sit back and sort of watch this episode unfolding, they would have a very different perspective. But because they're in the middle of this scene, like they're not seeing it. This is what I'm seeing. And I'm getting to that they even have like a new, there's something coming through and being like, hey, do you want to like cut this off here and go into the next episode? And they're even denying it. Like turning it down, saying no. See, it's like the Ace of Pentacles is coming in, and this person is like, stay away from me. Like they have this new chapter and they're like, get away. I feel this person is very, it feels like an animalistic even reaction. But having Moon and having Five of Swords, this person, like, they may not realize this. Like, they may actually, like, not know this at all. They may be so identified with, like, the self-judgment that they, like, really think that that's just their internal voice. Like, very identified with this character, that that's just how it is. And this person also, too, can feel like nobody helped me when I was struggling. But then you see that it could potentially even be two people here. So it can be somebody that's seeing another person struggling and being like, wow, that's terrible that you're struggling right now. But then they're walking away because they're like, well, nobody helped me. Like that sort of thing. That's what the Five of Swords is like. But Five of Swords is kind of extra because it can be like going out of your way, like not to do something that would be helpful to another person. So it's like, would it even really impact or change what's going on with somebody? Sometimes not even really, you know? Like somebody drops their money in front of you and you just look at it and you're like, oh, too bad for them. Like pick it up and put it in your pocket. Or you could pick it up and end up giving it to them and you guys were going the same way anyway, so it wouldn't have really like delayed what you were doing. But Five of Swords is just like, I don't care about anybody else. But it's really because like when people are acting like that, it's because they feel that way towards themselves. So like how they're treating the people around them is really like just an outward expression of what they've internalized. And it's never about the other people. It's always about the person that's behaving in that way. At the end of this, I am seeing that something really big is changing here. So we start off with the King of Swords. So this is somebody that's sort of like coming into their own as far as their self-expression, especially with verbal communication. And then we end with the Death card and the Chariot, which means that this person is currently going through a major transformation. It means too, all of this stuff that's happening right now for them is going to be wiped off of the board. And because the Chariot is here too, it means that they are going to successfully be this little caterpillar that goes into the cocoon and comes out on the other side. Death card and Chariot. So they will be accomplishing what they need to accomplish. Even if it feels like everything's stacked against them currently, they're definitely going to be going through this. So for sure there's going to be a change here that happens. Let me just look at everything. We have Pisces and the Moon, Virgo, Scorpio, Cancer, Saturn, Jupiter. I feel like there was so much talking that happened. Like, I want to summarize this. So this person ultimately, it looks like they're going to sort of go in the direction of what they want, but there's really a toss-up between like whether they will or whether they won't. They have an opportunity in front of them, but they may not work with it. They may not decide to, and it looks like if they don't decide to go in this direction, like everything's going to change anyway having the Death card. So it's kind of like they get to sort of play within the elements of this scenario that are happening, like within this timeline, but then they're going to get kicked to another timeline is what I'm seeing. And they are progressing as they move through this, like whether they turn down this new chapter or not. But what it's looking like is that we have this person up here that's feeling stressed out, yet they're feeling defensive. And so there's this feeling of like, I need help, or too much is going on, or I feel like I'm drowning, but I don't want to let anybody in. So we have that. Then we have what's hidden is them actually be feeling very, very like scared and intimidated of a new chapter and a new beginning that they could even possibly be offering to another person. So it's like something that the universe is offering to them that they could even potentially offer to another person. But then because of the Four of Cups and because of Nine of Swords and because of Five of Wands here, there can be this feeling that they're like very, very scared of rejection. This person is very, very sensitive, but you may not always see that within them because they come off overcompensating in the other way. And so you could see this person and be like, wow, they don't care what anybody thinks or what anybody says, like that type of thing, but they do, like more than anything actually. Very, very sensitive. But I just get this vibe of them having like a very hard exterior, but where it comes from is like a place of them feeling wounded and feeling very scared of being hurt. So they actually feel fearful sort of like whatever this new chapter is that would be happening. And so because I'm seeing them feel fearful of it, it looks like they turn it down, is what I'm seeing. Some of you, you're like dealing with this person. This isn't you. This is the person that you've been dealing with. So they turn it down, this new chapter. I'm seeing them be very, very upset about it because they also know too that like they were meant to be taking this if they were listening to their intuition. So I'm seeing there be like pushing something away, then crying about it. So it's like the person that's offered what they want and they say no. And they're like, why did I say no? And then they're like crying about it. To have the moon here, they may not understand. Like they may not be completely understanding. It's their ego being like, let's just keep you right here. Don't take that. We're going to keep you safe. And now they're upset and they're feeling conflicted. And I'm seeing this have to do with something that's currently being worked on or tended to. So we have Eight of Pentacles, which feels like maybe this has been like a quite drawn out process here. Eight of Pentacles would say that this isn't a new thing. This is more of like an old thing that's going on. And then we also see Page of Wands here too, which can mean that somebody's getting to a point where they're feeling like they're getting ready for something or they're opening themselves up to something. And then we're seeing the World, which is like that chapter then closes. Then what we're looking at over here is Two of Cups and Seven of Swords. So this is somebody having an opportunity to connect and then potentially sabotaging that opportunity to connect. But we have Wheel of Fortune coming behind it, and Wheel of Fortune is going to settle whatever this is that has happened. Meaning everything's going to karmically come around the way that it's meant to. And when I say karma, I just mean cause and effect. So there's not this like outer force being like, you've been bad, now you get punished. It's like just the karmic impact, the cause and effect of somebody sabotaging something that's meant to be together. When we see Two of Cups, we see when like all the masks fall away, there's a sense of connection because it's like, I see you and you see me. But to have Seven of Swords, this is somebody being like, let me see you, but I'm going to keep my mask on. It can be like that. And like metaphorically speaking, how the situation went down. But then because we have Jupiter behind it, because we have the Wheel of Fortune behind it, and the Wheel of Fortune is connected with sevens and chance and sort of karma and what's happening, what's going on, there's going to be sort of an unfolding that happens because of that. Then I'm seeing High Priestess and I'm seeing Hermit. So this feels like something that one is sort of like privately moving through and reflecting on, and even wanting to understand like what their intuition is communicating with them about. And it can even be stuff that's going on behind the scenes. And then I'm seeing the Death card, which feels like the Death card reminds me of like you read a whole book and as soon as the book is finished, it like lights up in flames and it's gone then. So we can't like access it and we can't go back. There's only moving forward. For some of you, you're being told this because it's telling you what happened between you and another person so you can release it and get closure, because you may not have understood what was going on. That may not be the case for everybody, but for some of you, I'm seeing it is. And then Death card feels like giving yourself the permission to sort of like move forward. And Death card can also be releasing and letting go and sort of surrendering. And then we have the Chariot, which is about like moving forward after you've been sort of facing a lot of obstacles and difficulties. But it's sort of coming out on the other side of that. I'm looking at Cancer, Scorpio, Virgo, Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, Pisces. I feel like this person has strong Pisces in their chart, meaning they can have Neptune highly aspected within their chart. They can have a Pisces placement within their personal placements, or a lot of stuff going on within the 12th house. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.